What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? How are we doing tonight? Glad to be coming to you live. Welcoming y'all live to another edition of De La Spurs Live. We are gonna go into the situation room on this one. We're gonna be in the situation room until we come out to play Sunderland. We're here for another situation room edition of De La Spurs Live. Defcon 1 still ringing in the ears. Don't forget, you may not like it. You may not think it be warranted, but it is reality. It is the truth. So listen, we need to head back to the situation room. We need to talk about just exactly what's going on. As well, I know we're missing some Premier League content. I know. We're missing the Premier League football. We're getting these little doses of it with the Champions League. But I know there's a lot of people out there that just really care about Tottenham, just want to watch Tottenham play the next game, regardless of the results. I want to see Tottenham out there with the man, Roberto De Zerbi. We're going to be getting into all this, man. We're going to be talking about all that, why we shouldn't be falling for this again, why this is probably another catastrophe in the waiting. So listen, before we get into everything, go ahead, take a moment, give yourself a round of applause. Please, come on. Come on. You deserve it. Come on. You went what? That was 2 weeks? 2 weeks without any Premier League football. Maybe if your international team was playing over the 2 weeks, maybe it wasn't that bad. But 2 weeks. 2 weeks without Premier League football. You know, some of y'all are starving out there. Give yourself a round of applause. We're almost there. Hump day, middle of the week. We're almost there to the weekend. So just hold on. Hold on. All right, man. Enough wasting time. Let's go ahead and get into this. How we doing, folks? It's De La Spurs Live. I'm coming to you again. Like I said, Wednesday, April 8th, hump day. Some of y'all may know this as. Glad to be coming to you guys live for another edition of De La Spurs. Listen, we are live in the situation room again. I know you guys don't like being in here. Like I said, I know Defcon 1 has been ringing in your ears all this time, but it's the reality that we're in, folks. We cannot forget the situation we're in. 1 point above the relegation zone. Trust me, the relegation threat is still very real. No matter how much you believe in Roberto De Zerbi, no matter the PR stuff you see coming out regarding the transfers that we've been getting and all, or the transfers we're interested in. But hey, man, listen, it's still real. It's still reality. So listen, don't forget. All right, let it stay on your mind. Don't let this PR, don't let the hype, don't let any of that get in the way of what reality that you see in front of you when you look at that Premier League table. And we're gonna be getting into that today. That's the topic of conversation today, right? That is the topic of conversation. I've seen a lot of overhype going on. I've seen a lot of people already drinking the Kool-Aid, already taking a bite of the cookie. They're already back for more. Just when you thought that they were out, they're right back in. Tottenham pulls them right back in. So we're going to be talking about why you as a fan shouldn't be following this. But before we do, let's go ahead and take a moment. Hey, hit the like on this live stream. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at De La Spurs. Hit the notification bell when you do so you can get the posts when I'm going live. I'll include a little link, but I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So feel free to go ahead, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this live stream. You can also put a comment in the live stream comments or the playback comments. Feel free to share this content with anybody you know that likes to watch any soccer content, Premier League content, or football. any Tottenham fans, anybody you feel like sharing this content with, go ahead and take a moment to do that for me, please. And thank you. I really do appreciate it. Now, let's go ahead, take a moment here. We're going to take a deep breath. All right. Take a deep. All right. First of all, I'm glad you're here, right? I'm glad you got through your work day, right? I'm not sure what you guys are doing throughout your daily lives. I'm not sure what you do throughout your day until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, but hopefully it went well. Hopefully you're not too stressed out. Hopefully life is not kicking you too hard in the butt right now. But may I remind you, folks, that when you do come into this, I guess, this, what would you say, this exit, this release, this oasis that is supposed to be Tottenham Hotspur, really, need you not forget, it is Defcon 1, all right? We are in very dire situation here. We have a manager that's just come in, Roberto De Zerbi, who hasn't even been, I don't think he hasn't even been here for a full week yet. Has he been here for a full week? I think he has been here for a full week. It's been a full week. It's been a full week. So I'm over-exaggerating. It hasn't been here for 2 full weeks. Let me do that. Hasn't been here for 2 full weeks. Has got a couple of training sessions with the players, but hey, we have a new manager, right? We're in a relegation fight. We only have 7 games to save our season. We are 1 point above the relegation zone. And right now, this team is on the beach. I should have got some beach noises, some waves crashing, some birds chirping. You know what I'm saying? Because this team is on the beach. They're not here with us. They're not here on planet Earth with us. Their minds, mentally, their focus, their tenacity, intensity, whatever you want to call it, whatever word, all that is just out the window at this point. So we have a team that's dead on their feet, no form, new manager that hasn't been here for 2 weeks. We're only 1 point above the relegation zone. We are in a dire situation, folks. So that's why we need to take a moment and go into the situation. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this because I'm seeing on social media, and I get it. There's no football content really coming out for Tottenham, right? Again, there's international play going on, some World Cup qualifiers going on. But if you weren't involved with that, you've had a pretty boring 2 weeks. Only until this week, specifically yesterday and today, have you gotten just that little taste of football being back while watching some Champions League games. And even still, if you watch that Arsenal Sporting game, I'm sorry. That was an absolute snore fest. Like, that was terrible. I hate this team so much. They play poorly. They suck. So if you watch that Champions League game, you're like, man, what the hell? This is not what I waited 2 weeks for. You wanted to go and watch Tottenham, right? Yeah, you wanted to watch Tottenham. You want to watch Tottenham play with the new manager, right? Offensive football, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we have been waiting for a while now to get. We're not exactly there yet, but we've been waiting for a while now to see just exactly where this team is at. And in the meantime, I've been seeing a lot of hype from the PR machine that is Tottenham that we know. I don't want to say know and love, but we all come to know over this past decade of peddling out nonsense journalism, right? Stories that are hard to believe are probably not even actually true at the time, but will get some fan attention. And of course, we get that daily dose of transfer news updates. Oh, Tottenham, we got this player in mind. We've been reaching out to these agents. This player is our ideal candidate. We talk with Roberto De Zerbi. We talk with him. He says he wants this man, this guy, and this guy. And guess what? We got the cash for it. We got the money for it. Tottenham is ready to spend big this summer to help back Roberto De Zerbi, whatever headline title you want to see. We've seen it all. Right? So PR machine's in full flow right now. I've been seeing a lot of hype from the club. I've seen a lot of hype from the social media I shouldn't say social media platforms, but the social media accounts around Tottenham theme accounts that have been trying to bring up the hype, trying to get fans to buy in and believe whatever we got going on. But listen, you don't need to fall for that, right? Your eyes do not deceive you. That Premier League table is still what it is, right? Right? The situation we're in with Roberto De Zerbi coming in and only having 7 games to save his team is still very real, right? These players not giving a fuck who the manager is, who's out there playing on the field against them, or what the fans feel is still a very real reality, to me at least. And so I don't want you guys to think for 1 second, because you're reading all these posts, because you're seeing all these texts and all this stuff, in the training grounds, all these training ground videos with Roberto De Zerbi, look how he's getting in with the players, look how he's betting in with the players. The players love Roberto De Zerbi, right? They love this man. Don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for the listen. We're going to see the test of what this all means when we play Sunderland. So don't fall for the hype. But I wanted to show you just exactly what's going on with this. Now, I do my social media rounds like any other Tottenham fan. I look at accounts. I may reply to some things. So, I'm not sitting here and saying that as far as at least looking at these posts, at least seeing what they see, that I'm any better than them. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but just exactly some of the hype that I've been seeing, especially around these training videos that we've seen, and what I guess. I'm not sure how these people, if they have access to to training, if they're actually able to interview players or Roberto De Zerbi before or after training, but all these words and statements from players now saying that, we love Roberto De Zerbi. He's coming in, he's betting in. We feel like these players are taking into what he's saying. He's come in like this. There's been an uptick in energy in the training ground. How many times have we heard this? How many times have we seen this? I'm pretty sure with Tudor, we were saying the same thing. Tudor's getting these players into shape. They're running around like they never have before. These players are tired. That means that they weren't actually being trained properly. They didn't have any sort of physical regimen. So it's the same things we were seeing with Tudor. Same things. And I got it here, actually. Let me get this video pulled up here. I actually got the training video here, right? And this is obviously this is what the video fans have all just been losing their minds over. I'm going to play it here. Here we go. All right. Sure, we've got this. Let me do this, actually. Make this a little bit easier on myself. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on another screen here so I can see my face, right? Still want to see my face. This is the training video everybody's been losing their mind for, right? What the fans saying they've been wanting to see as far as the 1 touch, 2 touches, right? Attacking football, right? Quick passes, being brave, right? Don't try to lose the ball, possession-based football, all the things that Tottenham fans say they want to see, say they want to hear. That's what we're seeing or hearing now. So, just playing this training. Right? There's been posts on social media. De Zerbi's been willing to get out on the ground with the players. He's passing the ball. He's getting into training and telling the players exactly what he wants from them. Listen, don't get me wrong, right? I'm excited that the players are finally getting a bit of coaching. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited that the players are finally able to actually get some instruction going on. But if for 1 second you want me to believe that this means that there's going to be an actual change in how we're performing, an actual change in the mentality of these players, an actual change in what we expect to see from this team, especially going into the game against Sunderland, you're sorely mistaken. They can release 1,000 training videos, right? It can't change. It's almost nearly damn near impossible for this team to change so much for this to be a revolution of a team in a matter of days, if not weeks. Just don't believe it. Just don't believe it. So if you ask me, right? If you ask me, I don't think oh wait, hold on. Am I frozen? It looks like the screen is frozen. Hold up, give me 1 sec. It looks like the screen is frozen on here. Let me see. I'm trying to see here. I got frozen, folks. I'm so sorry. It froze me out. It froze me out. And get my beautiful face back on the screen. Sorry about that. But listen, we can't fall for this again. We can't fall for the training videos. You can't fall for the whatever you want to call it, this PR, this hype that we're seeing around the team, around whatever players may be saying. We just can't fall for that again, in my opinion. We've seen this too many times. We've seen this under, I want to say, the last 2 or 3 managers that, oh, this new manager is coming and he's doing this different and he's doing this, he's doing that. And I understand that Tottenham fans want to feel positive around, especially with all the negative that's going on around the club. You're looking to hold on to something positive. You're begging for something positive to come on. There's some Tottenham fans who seriously just believe that there's absolutely no way, even in this current situation, that we'll be relegated. So, listen, there's a lot. There's a lot. I shouldn't say there's a lot. It's not a lot of things to hope for, but there's a lot of things pushing to try to build up this false hope, build up this false impression that, oh, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. No. Now, I do think that there is a way for us to save this season. I do think that there is a path for us to stay in the Premier League. Is it all likely going to happen under this manager? Is it likely going to happen from here on out? I don't really think so. Do I expect this team do I expect this team to get a win this season? I'm not sure. To be quite honest, I'm not sure. You want to take a look? We can take a look at the schedule of who we got. Hold on, where is it? I got something. We can take a look at this schedule here. I'll bring it up here. This is what Roberto De Zerbi has to work with, right? These are the games he has. So that you can see. There we go. So you can sit here and try to tell me which games we can try to win from this. But from this Tottenham team, again, which is on the beach right now, they couldn't care who they're playing against. They couldn't care who's on our team. They don't care about who's wearing the Tottenham shirt at the time. They don't care who's wearing the opponent shirt. They don't care if it's a home or an away game. To me, if you want to ask me, Tottenham could easily blow or bottle every single one of these 7 games till the end of the season. And it could be a reality that we don't get a single win from these games. We may get points. We may get some draws, which I do see there is an opportunity for points, right? I think Wolves away, that game is going to be so important because you're talking about a team that's already relegated, bottom of the league. away from home, right? So there's no pressure playing with the fans. Pretty much a game that has absolutely zero pressure whatsoever. And if you can't get anything from this game, you're probably not going to get anything from the next game I see us getting points from. And that's Leeds at home. If you can't get any points from Wolves away, you're damn sure not going to get any points from Leeds at home. Unless Leeds do a service to Tottenham and get a red card or 2 red cards, right? Some own goals, right? Their key players get hurt before we play them, right? They would have to gift us something. If that is the case, if we can't, and again, if we can't get we can't get any points at Wolves away, then we might as well chop off the season. Like, you might as well end the season then and go ahead and take this run into the championship. I mean, listen, I am not trying to say this all to be negative or to be hating on the club. I'm looking at the reality of the situation that we're in with the new manager, a team that's pretty much dead on their feet mentally and probably physically at this point. And you're talking about 7 teams that all smell blood in the water. All smell blood in the water. And all these teams, I guess you could say, except for maybe Wolves or Sunderland, they've all been around the block. They've all seen this man, and they've all seen what Tottenham is, right? Maybe Sunderland because they're new to the Premier League this season, right? That'll be a little bit different. Again, Wolves, that's a dead game, right? So that's a team that's, they're pretty much done for. So, I'm not sure what they're going to be expecting from any team that comes in and plays them, right? Some teams may just have their foot completely off the gas pedal because it doesn't really matter. Some teams may be coming in at full speed, full gas, and smash this team up. So Wolves probably are saying we don't really know what they're going to get from people coming around. Sunderland, we really don't know much about this Tottenham team. We've only played them once. But everybody else, we've been seeing them around the block for years now. Everybody else has been smelling the blood in the water for years now. So you can't sit here and tell me, especially with teams like Everton, Chelsea, Aston Villa, been around the block, been in our situation, have been on the opposite side of when Tottenham has been in a similar situation, or just simply knows that they have our number. They're not afraid of Tottenham. They're not afraid of what we can do. They're not afraid of our manager. They're not afraid of our players. They're not afraid of our fans. They're not afraid of anything. That is Tottenham, right? So these teams, all these other teams have been around the block. They smell the water, or they smell the blood in the water. They've seen the story before. They lived this story before. So are we really going to be able to go into these games and try to expect us to get the advantage, the upper leg on these teams? No, I don't think so. Again, Wolves, Leeds. That's it for me. That's all I see us getting points from. I don't see us beating Sunderland away from home. I don't see us, if you want to say we can try to get points from that Brighton game at home, but I still think Brighton will turn it up playing De Zerbi, right? Playing away from home, I'm not sure if they're necessarily playing the best football right now at the time, but I'm sure they're going to have that game. Danny Welbeck, whoever, all their players that they got, they're just gonna get up for that game. They're gonna be up for that game. Aston Villa, I think Aston Villa is always up for Tottenham because I think they know and are looking to take our spot, especially if we get relegated. They're taking our spot for the next top 16. They're going to be the big 16. Like, that's just that is what it is. So for Aston Villa, that's personal for them. That's personal. And they're playing that game at home against us. So that's going to be personal because this is going to be them trying to punch our ticket or punch their ticket into becoming a big 16. Again, Leeds at home, right? Try to get something from that game. If you think Chelsea, never had Chelsea's book. Now, granted, we never got a point away at Liverpool, and we did that this season. So could this be the season of those anomalies? Maybe we can get a similar result at Chelsea. Maybe. Maybe, especially this Chelsea team that's right now going through a bit of turmoil themselves with their manager, the fans not really seeing eye to eye with the ownership and the direction, and even the ownership maybe not sure what the next steps are for the club. So you got a Chelsea team that's in turmoil, but boy, oh boy, when a team is in turmoil, who do you call? Who do you call? Who do you ring up when Rocker motherfucking Tottenham? So we'll see. We'll see about that, but I don't really expect much from that Chelsea game. I think it's going to be the status quo. And then the last game of the season, Everton at home. That's going to be a pressure cooker game. You have a strong Everton team with David Moyes at the helm. They're going to make that game scrappy. They're going to make that game tough. They're going to make sure that they leave a mark on this Tottenham team, regardless if they walk away with points or not. They're going to make that probably one of the roughest, toughest games for the end of the season that you can possibly put up. So I don't expect any Everton player to be checked out. I don't expect the manager to be checked out. I expect this to be a very intentional game from Everton, last game of the season, even though they're playing away from home, right? I think as far as achieving anything this season, they're not going to win any cups, right? I think they're just trying to shoot for probably one of their better Premier League finishes in a while. So, I think David Moyes is more focused on getting something out of this game to finish the season strong and go into next season rather than, partying and celebrating that they did this well. Or I think for a manager of David Moyes' caliber, again, smell the blood in the water, right? He knows what's going on at Tottenham. He knows we're weak. He knows we're vulnerable. He knows that's going to be a pressure keg for the fans, the players, depending on what this relegation result is. So if that game has significance, oh boy, you better bet that's the last manager you want to see. When there's a game that's fully pressurized and you need to get something from that game, out of all the teams or all the managers you want to face in the Premier League, I think David Moyes is high on that list of managers you don't want to see. Managers you don't want to see. And I'm not saying this Everton team is exceptional. I'm just saying I think David Moyes knows a thing or two. He's been around the block. He's fought relegation with teams, right? He's been on both sides of this coin going into that game. So I think he's just going to have a little bit more about him than, say, a Roberto De Zerbi, who, depending on how the previous games are going, is either going to be probably starting to check out or is going to be desperate to try to get something from this team because he's not seeing it yet. So all in all, just to kind of wrap up this point, can't fall for it again, man. Can't fall for it again. This is the reality of the situation. This is the real of the real. 7 games to get something from. And if we can't get anything from really the 2 opportunities I see, might as well chop the season off. And again, you're going to see social media posts. You're going to see Tottenham coming out, Tottenham Hotspur, training videos. We're doing this with the transfer updates. We got this going. We want these players, right? Roberto De Zerbi has indicated he's going to be in control of this part. We're getting a new sporting director. We're doing this. We're doing that. Lange and Vinay reportedly having some issues or concerns, right? Like, come here. Let's take a look just exactly how bad this is, right? So I want to put this out. Hold on. Let's see. I know I have this saved, the social media post saved, right? Because the key thing with me, or what I didn't like about this, was the fact that let me just say this. If we were having the season that we were having, or that we were having the season that pretty much an opposite or polar opposite of the season we were having, we would not see reports like this. But guess what? And this came out on the 5th, so just 3 days ago. Sources in the sporting world indicate that Johan Lange's position at Tottenham is under significant threat, regardless of whether the team stays in the league or gets relegated. So, in my opinion, you would have never seen any reports like this. Not because of the results, but because UNC, there's not that much fan backlash regarding Lange's or Vinot. Well, yeah, I should just say Lange right now. Regarding Lange's decision making, right? Fans haven't been protesting. Fans have there's been no shouts or no sort of what you say negativity around Johan Lange from this season from fans. So if we were having say right now we were in 15th. Not even 15th. Let's do something better. Say right now we're in 12th. 12th, couple points out of top 10, right? Do you think you'd be seeing reports like this? Because, I mean, you can still argue that's unacceptable for Tottenham, right? To be getting 12th place, right? Being knocked out of all the cup competitions, including the Champions League, right? You wouldn't still see anything like this. You wouldn't see fans being negative. You wouldn't see any of this stuff, right? It's only now that we are looking relegation dead in the face that now the fans actually want to start pointing fingers. Oh, was this Vinay? Was this Lange? Was this? Was this that? No demonstrations either, by the way, just pointing fingers, right? Lange had already come out in the January and pretty much screwed himself by saying, we have everything under control. We have a plan. That plan gets completely ripped up by the people who hired you, right? You apparently are in charge of hiring the replacement manager who then also gets fired. And now all of a sudden you want us to come out and think that, oh, you're in charge of the second interim that you put in place this season. And that at the end of the season, everything was just going to be okay because we stayed in the Premier League. It didn't all burn down to the ground. The club didn't go into the championship. So you think everything's okay? Like that, to me, I mean, Lance didn't do himself any favors with that. For me, right, only reason why these reports are coming out is because I think, one, the club has a strong sense that we're going to be relegated. As much as this club wanted to try to hide the reality or they don't want to show it, right, the moves in the backgrounds they're doing in trying to prepare for the worst situation possible. Now, is that preparation going to be actually good preparation? I'm not sure, because I don't believe in any I don't believe in any plan that this ownership, Lange, Finai, whatever they put in front of us, for whatever you want to do, I'm just not going to really go with it. I have no belief, no hope. So even if they are moving stuff around and trying to prep for the worst situation, is it really going to be something that we can rely on? Is it really going to be a feasible plan? Or is it really going to be a structure? Now, are we going to have the actual patience and accountability for this plan, right? So I wanted to this is really kind of on what the plan is, or what the plan was for Tottenham, right? Is that they wanted to try to have patience with Lange and Vinay, give them the opportunities, but they need to be held accountable, right? I don't think we would have seen this accountability if we were finishing in 12th, but now since we're looking relegation in the face, now accountability must be handed out. Now accountability must be served, even though we've been in a rut of a situation for the last 2 to 3 seasons, right? Even though ever since Johan Lange has come in, Tottenham has been going like that. But now it's only when we're looking relegation in the face is there accountability, right? Had all the patience in the world for this guy, had all the patience in the world for Thomas Frank, had all the patience in the world for Tottenham, the fans, right? They wanted it to try to work out. Once it started to fall apart with Frank, they tried to have patience with Tudor. Once it fell all apart with Tudor, we're trying to have some patience with Roberto De Zerbi, and we're seeing just how the extent of how far fans have to go, right? Where they're turning into complete delusion of trying to make things positive, saying that this is a positive where we are and that we got Roberto De Zerbi in this situation, in this position, and that's a positive for the club, right? It's not a positive. But I digress. We try to have patience for everything. We give patience to try to have this work out. Whether you want to say it's wrapped in some sort of positive delusion around the team, whether it's some sense of arrogance, this sense of self-entitlement as Tottenham fans that, oh, these things just have to work because it's Tottenham. So we'll give it time because we're Tottenham. It's going to figure itself out. It's going to work itself out. We're going to be okay. But patience has been shown. And now we're seeing the accountability portion of this, right? We are now seeing the accountability. Now, granted, like I said, I wanted to see accountability a long time ago on a lot of more parties than just Johan Lange. But we are seeing accountability on the club that, hey, all this was on you, homie. The past 2-3 years have been about you, homie. And it's not been good. It's not been the best. And even the plans for the future for what we see happening with Tottenham in the next 2 to 3 years. Is it good? Is there a solid plan? I don't think so. So, patience and accountability. Listen, I hope this dude leaves. I hope Vinay goes with him, if you ask me. But that's just it is what it is. One more topic to hit on for tonight is the loser pool. According to where is it at? I saw this on Hotspur Lane. Where's the post? Okay, here it is. All right, about to get this up here. So, according to Hotspur Lane, a meeting took place, and this came out today, by the way. A meeting took place last night between the club and those who organized pre-match coach to welcome the players against Nottingham Forest, see if they can try to make the same thing happen again against Brighton. And they asked or posed a question to Tottenham fans, would you want to see another coach welcome party or organization, i.e. loser parade? Let me just go ahead and answer that for you right now. These players can't handle the pressure. These players can't handle. There's conspiracy theories that the players weren't even on that damn bus, right? Because there was no footage of the players walking off the bus. There's no footage from the players on the bus. Like, players weren't on social media recording this and stuff for the fans. They weren't hanging out the windows or hanging out the doors, trying to wave at people, trying to engage with the fans. It was literally just a bus driving through as fans cheered at it, i.e. a loser parade. So they're trying to propose this loser parade again. I am so against this. I don't understand why we would want to do this. I don't understand why we would want to do this. First off, if you wanted to create an atmosphere, you can do that yourselves. I think fans do that kind of naturally before games themselves. If a group of fans want to meet up and create some noise, right? Start singing and cheering and doing songs and stuff while you're walking into the stadium or outside of the stadium. I feel like fans do that naturally anyways. Now, if you want it to be organized and you want to shut down all the streets and the roads and stuff to have a loser parade, I think that's a little bit different. But there's no need for a parade. There's no need for it. The team doesn't have anything. The team doesn't deserve to be cheered on. They don't deserve to be paraded for anything. We're 1 point above the relegation zone. We have a manager that hasn't even been here for 2 weeks. What is there to parade about? What is there to be? What is it that the fans see that they need to do this again? What do they feel that this is needed? This is warranted. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Don't understand why fans want to participate in one. I don't even know why we approached Tottenham with doing another one. If the same fan groups, right, Change for Tottenham Song Sheet, whoever else, other fan groups, were getting together to do this, why not just get together and do it yourselves? Why does it have to be some big organized showing, this big organized display? And also the thing is, why can't you do this to protest ENIC? Why is that so hard? Why is it that you're able to do this and you post this to fans? You're so organized. You're getting a parade for a team that's losing, that's currently sucking, that hasn't won a goddamn game in 100 games. They haven't won They haven't gotten 3 points out of a possible 300 points. No game have they gotten 3 points out of the 300, right? I'd be surprised to see how many points as far as draws that we've gotten in the last 100, or I shouldn't say 100 games, 100 days. Last 100 days. And then here's a response I also thought was interesting from the Hotspur lane. They immediately responded back because they were seeing that fans were telling them, "Are you stupid? No, this is a terrible idea." And now they've come out. I've seen many responses suggesting that we shouldn't do another welcome because it puts too much pressure on the players. These players haven't won a league game in over 100 days. You haven't won a home game since the start of December. We only won 2 home games all season. 2 home league games all season. The force fee had nothing to do with the pregame atmosphere. If these players can't perform under pressure when times are tough, there's only one league will be in next season. So here's the thing. Now they're starting to kind of, I think they were not expecting fans to be so against this. I don't think they were expecting this much pushback from fans saying, "Listen, this team doesn't deserve." Why would the fans want to get up and waste their time doing another parade for a team that it obviously showed had zero effect on them, right? And you have these fan accounts, you have these fan groups that are saying, but we should, if that's not the, okay, that's on the players. Well, we did this for the players. It was for the players. So if then you're going to turn around and start blaming the players, why the fuck do you want to throw the parade for them in the first place? If you're just going to throw them under the bus, why do you want to cheer them when they're on the bus? You're going to take them from off the bus and they're cheering for them on the parade. You're going to go on, take them out of the bus, and then you're going to throw them immediately under there. So what is the point of this? What is the point of this parade? Is it for the players or is it for us? That's a question I want to pose. Is this for the players? Is this for the club? Or is this for us fans, right? Because we just feel like we need something to cheer about. We need, again, this delusional positivity that we're in. We got to find some reason to have a parade. For what? This team hasn't won in 100 days. The last time we did this, they failed. They lost the game. And even you're coming out now saying, well, if these players can't handle it, then there's only going to be one result. Yeah, we know. That's why we don't want to do the damn parade. But that's the thing, is that hold on. Let me get the banner out again. Patience and accountability, right? The patience and accountability. All year, I guess. Let me not say all year. All calendar year 2026 for this team to wake the fuck up. We've been waiting since Tudor for this team to wake the fuck up. We are now hoping with Roberto De Zerbi that this team would wake the fuck up. And nothing has happened. So guess what? Now there's accountability for that. There's accountability on the fans. Whenever there's something asked of us to do for the players, hell no. Hell no, we're not doing that. You know why? Because the players can't handle the pressure. Players don't want to play. There's players that are speaking out against everything that's going on. There is rumors that players stopped trying during training at some point. There's rumors that players were going around the locker room saying, I couldn't give 2 Fs about this. I'm out the door at the end of the season, right? And then now all on top of that, you're now saying after we even did one of these for the players, it didn't help. When the players who were supposedly on that bus and saw the thousands of Tottenham fans lining up to cheer them on, they went into that stadium with amnesia. Because they totally forgot how they got there. They totally forgot what happened before. And when they got out on the field, they played like it. They played like the fans weren't sitting there backing them for the last hour. They played like fans weren't cheering for them. They played like fans were pushing them to try to do better, try to be better. So now here's the accountability. And this is, I'm not trying to necessarily come at Hotspur Lane and like trying to call them out or be like a hater or something like that. I'm pointing this out to say this is what the accountability from the fans look like for the players. When you try to ask the fans to do something on the players' behalf, especially after we already did something on the players' behalf and it didn't work. But if you take that incident from Nottingham Forest away, if you want to go back before Nottingham Forest and look at the rest of the season, why? Why would we want to give the players this? Why do we feel that the players deserve this? Why should Tottenham fans have to wake up early, spend more of their hard-earned money to get there early, get the scars, to get the smoke bombs, get the flags, to try to uplift the team if at the end of the day the team does not respond, or they show that there's that they don't show any accountability for any of this. So this is again patience and accountability, right? We were patient with the players. We still technically are patient with the players because there's still a lot of fans that think the season can be saved in a matter of a game or two, right? That this team, this club, everything will just change because we got a new manager, and we saved ourselves from the championship. And going into the summer, fans are going to have a complete amnesia. And funny enough, right? If we do stay in the Premier League, there's going to be absolutely no accountability on the fans. They'll forget about all this. This will be merely in the past, right? It's only now we're seeing fans kind of react this way because it was just so recent that this happened. But if we stay in the Premier League, they could suggest this probably every single home game for next season. The Tottenham fans will. Oh, we should throw a parade because guess what? We were almost relegated last season. So we're going to throw a parade every home game just to celebrate the fact that we're still in the Premier League and we're playing a home game against whoever. So I believe that even with that, I mean, I see the accountability kind of waning by the end of the season, but we're seeing it now because it's just so fresh. There's still a lot of fans that were hurt by that Nottingham Forest performance. So that's why you're kind of seeing what you could say is a lack of accountability from the players. So fans are just like, man, fuck it. We don't care. The players aren't going to hold themselves accountable. None of the players came out and said, man, after that big parade the fans threw for us to come out here and play that way, so disappointed, so whatever, so frustrated, is that the fans don't deserve this, whatever it may be. We didn't see none of that. None of that. They don't want to be held accountable for it. They're not taking responsibility. Their actions don't show for it. Their words don't show for it. Well, the fans are going to show just how much they care with their actions and their words. So whenever there's another loser parade that everybody wants to try to get up for, fans are going to say, man, forget that. Forget that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So it is what it is. Listen, here, 37 in the books from the Situation Room. Listen, we're going to take a moment before you leave. Like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to the YouTube, hit the notification bell when you do so you can get my post. Follow me on X. That's also in the link in the description. Leave a comment in the chat. What do you think about this? What do you like about it? What do you not like? Listen, I'm going to try something on Friday. I'm going to try to go live from my X account on Friday. I don't got a lot of followers on X, right? But I get a little bit more engagement on X than I do on YouTube. So I'm going to try the X. Maybe try to do, I might try to work in like spaces at some point, maybe. But we're going to try to go live from the X account, see how that works. So listen, you don't want to miss any of that. Go ahead, follow me on X, subscribe to the YouTube, get in on all this De La Spurs content when you do. Listen, folks, I'm so happy that you were willing to share your Wednesday with me. We're close to the Premier League coming back. So listen, we'll be appeased soon enough. We'll see where Roberto De Zerbi's training has led us, right? All these posts and accounts that the players are loving what they're doing. They love what they're seeing. Roberto De Zerbi is this, he's that, he's amazing. This coaching and all this stuff. We're going to see just exactly what that all looks like against Sunderland. So we'll see over the weekend just exactly what's going on. But, hey, thank you so much again for joining the live. I appreciate you all for for being a part of this. Again, follow me on all the platforms to get in on the next live. I will see you Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, peace.